Hi, you've made it to GTB Digital Solutions. My name is Tom. I'm making this as a follow-up video to my previous video on understanding why your business is not showing up on Google. In that video, I went through the various ways that you can be found on that first page of Google, and go watch that video if you want to learn more about that. But this video is mostly focused on Google Maps, the most misunderstood portion of the Google search. And I'm going to focus on reviews, and I'm going to go over high level the other areas of what determines whether you're going to show up in that Google Map section or not. So as you can see on the screen here, we did a search for dentist in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and there's 3 that show up here. What determines who's going to show up here? This is a high volume area of Google where a lot of people can find you. But the 3 main things are going to be relevance to the search term. So if I search dentist, that's pretty broad. There's going to be a lot of dentists. If I search for orthodontists or dental implants, you're going to find that maybe some different ones show up based on that relevance. The second main category or high level category is going to be distance. That's going to be the geographic distance from where the person is doing the search from, and it's going to favor those that are a little bit closer. The third, which has various subcategories, is prominence. That's both online and offline. What kind of footprint do you have, and are you showing Google as the popularity of your business? So the main subcategories that are going to be citation management, which is all the other search engines and review sites and social networks out there. If Google cross scans for those and finds that there's information that's inconsistent, that can really hurt you in the rankings. The next will be reviews, which is going to be the more heavily focused on aspects, so I'll come back to that one. Third would be Google Maps embed. So on your website, what is coming up there is a Google embed, meaning it's a link to the Google Maps and your Google My Business profile directly embedded into your website to make it easier for Google to track that. Third would be responsive, and I would combine this with speed. So responsive means that no matter what type of device somebody's doing the search on, Google or their website's going to display properly and quickly on that type of site. So that would be called a responsive website. Sometimes you won't get this if you create a free site or one of those cheap sites on Wix. Then you'll have schema, which is an embed in the back end of your website, which has keywords that makes it really quick for Google to scan your website. And then finally, we have social media. So as far as being prominent, things that go into social are you active on social? It's probably the top one. Are you posting? Google would like to see you post probably 2 or 3 times a week to hit their highest tier on that. Are you engaging with people there? Are people engaging with you? Etc. Also having your Facebook and other social networks connected to your other profiles makes it easier for Google to track those. And then the main part of what this video focuses on is reviews. So how can your business get reviews? I mean, the main hurdle there is getting people to actually do the reviews. I'm going to assume that you provide quality service and your customers are generally happy, but how do you get them to follow through and leave you a Google review? There's a few different ways that you can go about this, but the main thing that I want you to focus on is you have to make it as easy and convenient as possible for people to go leave your review. So you're going to want to have a link to leave your review on your website. You're going to want to potentially have some sort of system in place to where instead of just asking somebody to leave your review and then hoping that they actually follow through and leave the review, 95% of people are not going to do that. Mostly, even if they intend to, maybe they've never left a Google review. They don't know where to go to leave a review, or life just happens and they forget. So, what I normally suggest for people to do is have some system in place, potentially a software, to where after each appointment or each service or after you receive payment, that they have a software in the background running that automatically takes the information from your CRM or software and automatically thanks the person for their business by text, preferably, or email, secondarily. And, thank you for your business, Mr. Customer. We have, it really means a lot to us if you would let us know how we did, with a link directly to your Google review, to where when they click it, it pops up. It's to the 5, the star ratings and the comments there. And then the next level of, once you get that review, by having a good solid strategy that is automated so that you don't fall off of asking people for those reviews or sending out those review links if you're doing it manually, would be when you receive reviews, do you respond to those reviews? So on a Google review, I'm just going to pull up one of, like, say, Cedar Rapids Smiles. They're ranked top here in the Google Maps section. What do they have? They have 501 reviews. So they're definitely have an edge up to show up high in that listing, along with the other things that I mentioned. And you can see Keith here had left a review. He left a comment. It was 3 stars. The response from the owner. So the review was left about a month ago. The response was about a month ago. And so they are responding to these quickly, within a few days, I would assume, and leaving that response there. Normally, I recommend that my clients, if there is an issue or there's not the most positive review, that they would, understand that there is an issue. Don't argue with them online, and direct them to maybe reach out offline, phone call, preferably, maybe by email, to see if you can resolve the issue. And if you can resolve the issue, oftentimes you can get those people to up your review score, go back in and edit that. And it just gives Google the impression that you really do care about your customers, that if they direct somebody to you, that they feel that the person is going to be happy with the service, and that all fits into that prominence score. So once again, just to recap on the reviews, you need to get a lot of reviews. You need them to come in on a frequent basis, and you need to respond to those reviews. So those are the 3 main things on there. How you get the reviews doesn't really matter, but if you want to do it smart and stick to what you know best, which is providing the service or product that you give to people, and spend less time on things worrying about how to Google reviews work, you really just need to have a system in place that can automate that. There's various different softwares that can do that. The one that I use is called Thrive, and it can do a lot more than that. But I think that's about what I wanted to cover on this video. Again, I would really appreciate you watching to the end, and go ahead and check out my first video. I'm still working on, I'm new to YouTube, so I'm still working on the quality of these videos, but I am learning and they are only going to get better. So please subscribe and click the notification icon so that you can keep up, and hopefully you'll learn a lot about things that will help your business out. I also am a business advisor for small and local businesses. If you would like to set up a time to talk with me, I would be happy to do that. Obviously, it's a free consultation and with the potential to work together going forward. Anyways, have a great day.